Stay in your lane, we are not the same. We cannot explain things about to change. Cause we run the game. Cause we run the game.
Howdy doody, everybody. Welcome to one of the first workshops where we are simulcasting to UI UX daily tips and daily web designs. We have me, myself, Brandon Groce, and our co-founder of NewForm, Cole Jan. Well, I'm not sure if you go by Jan, but Cole, how you feeling today?
Thank you. What should I call you, gross? I don't know that doesn't ring as well. I don't know about that.
I like the sound of it, Mr. Nasty.
Mr. Gross.
Yes, sir.
Anyways.
So, guys, I want to say welcome to our very first workshop that we have for you today on Instagram. And also, I just want to share with you guys, we are recording this in horizontal format if you guys want to watch this later on our YouTube channel. And if you guys want to do that, you guys can just simply put join or plugin in the chat below, and we will send you information about the plugin that we're going to go over today, which is, by the way, because I didn't even mention, we are going over how to create a website simply with Figma by using the Figma to Wix Studio plugin.
Yeah.
So with that being said, Cole today is going to be showcasing with us, or to us, how to use this plugin, how easy it is to create or use and take our Figma files, press a button, and have it upload to Wix Studio. And we will have time for any questions, concerns. Highly doubt there'll be any concerns, but for your questions. So with that said, if you guys want to learn a little bit more about our community, NewForm, and all that stuff, if you already are not a part of it, put join in the chat. We'll send an automatic DM to you guys about how you can join and information about it. And if you guys want information about this plugin, simply put plugin in the chat below. All right, that's it for our house cleaning items. And before I throw it over to Cole, I just want to say hello to you guys in the chat. Okay, we got a couple of you guys joining. I love to see that. We got Green Pixel says, yeah, plugin. And by the way, plugin, one word, Plugin, no dash. Sorry, guys. What's going on, Howard? Gandhi, hello. Love that name. SRHC, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you guys. Good to see some of the community peeps. All right, Mario, hello, hello. Ansco, howdy. All right. And hello to the rest of the fam. I don't want to say, because it's going to take me forever to say hi to the whole fam. I don't know how much of you guys are on either side. But Cole, snatch the thunder away from me. What are we doing today? What's happening? And then you just let me know when we're sharing screen, brother.
Yeah, I will do. So yeah, the days of designing something in Figma and then painstakingly pulling it over into whatever tool to turn it into a live website are over, right? Effectively. Now we'll go over some kind of quirks of the plugin, but for the most part, it is phenomenal. When I tried it out, you can actually take your real life Figma designs and turn them into a website. No problem, right? So now you can offer your clients or whoever you're working with design and development, give them a full live website with, the click of a button. So we have a demo here for you today. We're going to be taking a design that I made in Figma. It's a portfolio design, and transferring it over to Wix Studio, and it'll be fully functional. So yeah, without further ado, let's start sharing the screen, Brandon, and we'll get down to it.
All right, sounds good. Sharing screen. And ladies and gentlemen, Cole's job is just to do the workshop. If you guys have questions, please, while he's going through the workshop, drop your questions. It's my job to look and try to read dyslexically what you're trying to put in the chat and refer it to Cole. So please, if you have any questions, don't wait till the end, although you can, but drop your questions as well. All right, Cole, let's get started.
Let's do it. Okay, so I hope you guys can see the screen right now. But yeah, so this is the design. Let's take a look through it before we start moving things over. So it's just a simple single-page portfolio. I saw this kind of idea to have a website within a website, and I really like that idea. So we pulled that into here, and then we have some designs with just a brief little card below them. This, you click on it, it would probably take you to a page that talks more about it, or even to the live website itself. Some of these are some old designs that I made previously. And then we just have a simple, very simple CTA at the bottom to get in touch if something catches your eye. So very straightforward. not a lot going on here. But it will, there are kind of a lot of minute details that we'll see if Wix can kind of recreate. So, for example, we have, all these small little icons, small little circles here, rather. We have, different kinds of fonts, vectors here, images. So all sorts of stuff. We're going to see if Wix, if the plugin can really pull it into Wix Studio and do a good job with it. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do when you have a design and you want to pull it into Wix Studio is you're going to come over here to plugins and search for Figma to Wix Studio. It's right here. As you can see, I've been using it a lot. But yeah, so you'll click on that and it'll say export your designs to Wix Studio. So we'll hit setup export. Okay. So we are going to copy the file URL, and then we're gonna upload it into Wix Studio. Okay. Now I'm in desktop Figma, and I don't actually know if there's a way to copy it. Maybe if I hit share, yeah, I think I can maybe copy the link this way. But you might need to do it through desktop Figma as well. And so we're gonna hop into Wix Studio and copy the link over right now. So let's hop over here. And yeah, so we'll come up to the top left and go in tools, actually, we will find import from Figma. So we'll click on that and that adds this icon on the side. You only need to do this step once. Once you have, hit import from Figma, you'll always have this icon here off to the left. If you make a new site, you'll just have to do that one step over again. But we have our Figma file links, so we'll paste that in there and we'll hit connect. Now this can take a little bit of time, but hopefully it'll recognize that we have our design in here. So it has, right? Now, another important thing, and this will really mess up your designs if you don't do this properly, is the width of your Figma file needs to match the width of your editing canvas on Wix Studio. So it isn't right now. So we're going to change that. We'll come in here and set it to 1920. And hit apply. So that'll be very wide, but that's okay. And then that is pretty much it. Okay, make sure everything is matching. Make sure you have the right frame here, and then you can hit add to site. Now you can add it as a page, a section, or a container. We're doing a whole page here, so you can we'll be adding it as a page. But if you just have a little section, just a container, maybe you're importing it piece by piece, then you can absolutely select those instead. So we'll hit add to site. Now this does take a bit of time here. We'll see some things flashing around on the screen. So now, Brandon, if there are any questions so far, this would be a fantastic time to hit me with it.
Perfect. So there were a couple questions. Let me scroll back up to let me see. I might not be able to find the name, but because there's a lot of quickness of the what's-it-called. But I remember the question. The question is, do we have to use auto layout for this sort of upload? I know there's a lot of questions around, is auto layout required? Can I just throw things on my Figma file and kind of hope that it uploads to Wix Studio properly? What is the proper flow for someone to accurately get their Figma file uploaded to Wix Studio?
So no, you don't have to use it. It is, well, first of all, it's just a best practice in Figma, period, often. But if you do want it to it will help Wix, the plugin, make things fit together. The spacing, it's complicated. I don't fully understand it. But how things are spaced out in Figma is different than how they're, manipulated in Wix. So using auto layout just kind of helps the tool transfer it over, but it is not strictly necessary. Yeah, I'll kind of leave it at that. I hope that answered the question. But as we can see, we have our design up now. So let me make this full screen for you guys and get rid of all of this stuff. Yeah, so we can see, not sure what's going on with that image right there. But the rest of it is looking pretty good. We'll get rid of that header up there because we don't need it. And we're running into a few problems. I'll discuss why this is happening in a second. But if we scroll through it, for the most part, besides this image, I'm not sure what's going on here. I knew something would happen, but it is looking fairly good, right? So We didn't have to do any work. We pulled this all in. There we go. That image loaded in. Made me panic a little bit for a second there. And then we have everything at the bottom. Now, I'm not sure what's going on with these images. That's really bizarre, actually. That has not happened to me yet. But let me see if we can fix that. Anyways, yeah, so the layout for the most part is looking pretty good, and we can hop in here and see how it's laid it out. So it's, yeah, top margin, it's linked it to the top, and then it's centered, so it's not off to any one side. It has done, I would say, a relatively good job. Now, there are a couple problems. It's not without its quirks, but I mean, that's kind of how these tools go. You will need to do a little bit of cleanup in here. So the very first thing is we have two of these. And if we hop back into Figma, I will show you why. So some things do work in Figma and other things do not, okay? This is one of those things that doesn't work super well, and that is blur. So what I've done in this group, if we ungroup this, is I have this text here, and then I have blurred text behind it. Now, this was made before I actually knew, before the Figma to Wix Studio plugin came out, so I didn't fully realize that, but when you move it over, blur doesn't apply so well. Neither do gradients, okay? And I just want to make you aware of that, because those are, you know, important tools that we do use, but they can be applied in Wix Studio itself with a little bit of CSS. We won't go into that today, but you could absolutely just hop in here, select this, you'll hit add custom CSS, and you're good to go, okay? We'll go ahead and get rid of, we'll go ahead, hop in here and get rid of one of those for now. But yeah, there's, you know, a lot you can do with it. Now, off to this image, the bane of my existence. I was hoping that this wouldn't happen, but of course it had to happen. So here we have our image. Now, it's not loading in for some reason. This is a filler image, I believe. So I'm just going to do all I know how to do, which is come over here, export this as PNG, and we'll save it to downloads and call it a day. I don't want to replace it though. There we go. Let's save it. Awesome. So we'll come back in here, hit change image, and hopefully this will work out a little better for me. Drag it in here. Yeah, it's honestly good that this happened because I get to show you a little bit of the troubleshooting process. I was talking to Brandon earlier and I was telling him that something is definitely going to go wrong. I just don't know what yet. And he was telling me that that's not necessarily a bad thing. So yeah, we'll wait for that to get loaded in there and then we will upload it. And fingers crossed, it looks good then.
It will definitely look good. And I kind of want to switch over to a question in the chat, because otherwise I'm going to be writing for days.
Yep.
SRHC Design. The question is, I heard that since its last update, Figma, with the help of AI, allows prototypes to be made directly responsive, somewhat similar to what Wix offers. Can these two features work together? So, can the features work together? Have no idea. But I also want to explain to people, because I feel like there's a little bit of a misconception as to what Figma brings to the table and then what Wix Studio brings to the table. Figma is a prototyping tool, right? It's not a real thing. It usually has to go through other channels, such as developers, to bring that prototype to life. What Wix Studio is really helping creatives and freelancers and agencies really help solving is taking things out of the prototype phase. Stop spending a lot of time there. Like we had some good questions about, will the animations transfer, things like that. And those are great questions. But we need to, what the market is asking for now is speed. AI has really changed the game in terms of like how quick we have to be as agency owners, freelancers, designers, in-house. And especially when we're delivering real products, the designer's role is kind of starting to, as these tools advance, both Figma and Wix Studio and other products are saying the same thing. They're trying to make it so that we can get to the end product faster. We don't want to ship prototypes unless you're in the business of shipping prototypes. But if you are in the business of selling end products, how can we do that? And also, and what I mean by that is, if you're a designer, is it better to just sell the prototypes, or is it better to sell the design, what it actually looks like, and then the finished product? And with all the tools at our disposal, that's where Wix Studio allows us as individuals, as businesses, to sell the full product to our customer base versus just handing off designs in the way that it functions, feels, and or looks. So that's what Wix Studio is. You're building real live things or products visually, but they can be launched. Whereas Figma, you can't really launch anything on there. It's purely just a prototype platform. So I hope that kind of distinguishes how one would use, because a lot of people think like, oh, is Wix Studio like Figma? Is Figma like Wix Studio? Two different problem solving sort of platforms. You can design on both, but what the end output of each one, Figma's prototypes, Wix Studio is live products. So hopefully that answers your questions. If you have more, keep them coming. But I just needed to I needed to get that out. All right, go ahead, Cole. Continue. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's a very important distinction. And I think there was a bit of a question in there. Does it transfer over the prototype animations? And the answer is no, it won't, which is unfortunate. But like I said, how you would animate something on Figma is very different to how you animate on something like Wix Studio. So that's why it simply doesn't carry over. Anyways, so we've been updating the images. Now everything is looking good. I'm happy Brendan took the mic for a second so I could focus on getting these things looking good. But yeah, so I'm not sure why those images in particular didn't load in very well. It was probably because this is a mask group. It's not actually an image. It's I took this image here and then I masked a circle of it. Figma, or sorry, the Wix Studio plugin doesn't handle that super well either. But for simple, straightforward layouts, definitely gonna help you save a ton of time. And even for the more complicated layouts, something like laying this out where there isn't a ton of effects going on here, but just getting everything into the right spot takes time, right? This card here would probably take me 10 maybe 15 minutes to get the fonts looking good, the sizes, the spacing, everything, right? And I'd just be constantly moving it around, right? So that yeah, it's like Brandon said, it is here to really save you time and get you shipping out your designs a lot quicker. Okay, now you will probably notice that there are going to be some issues with responsiveness. I'm going to hit mobile and it's not going to look fantastic. Okay. And the reason for this is when it imports, it doesn't, AI and plugins can only do so much. Okay. Your job is probably not going anywhere anytime soon, because how you would take this and lay it out on mobile is a lot different, and it can't just be scaled down. I'm sure we've all gone onto those websites that are probably made in 2010, and they look exactly like this. Imagine this is our phone right here, and it's like a desktop website on our phone. Pain in the ass. It's no good. So you definitely will have to adjust things for sure. You'll definitely need to make this text larger and whatnot. We won't do that today because I'm going to screw something up. But yeah, it will help you get into kind of desktop, but you will need to even play around with that. And I think there is responsive AI actually that I guess we could try out. Who knows if this is actually going to do anything. Fingers crossed. I can't promise you that it will work super well, especially since this design is not overly, oh, this is not looking good at all. I do not know what it's doing right now, guys. This is not going to go well.
And a lot of people will watch this and then start to sweat. But listen, it does some very interesting things. So just hold on to your horses. People will be like, oh, what just happened? Everybody starts to sweat. Listen, we have used this plugin, I think, various times throughout the last couple of weeks, and some of the things vary. Like I feel like every time we've hit like AI responsive, things were different. But the amount.
I would like to point out that the responsive AI that I just ran is entirely separate from the Figma to Wix Studio. The Figma to Wix Studio made this. It did a very good job of it, actually. Yeah. The AI that I just ran, Not so much. But like I said, this design is mostly comprised of images that are not easy to turn into mobile without, editing the images. Ideally, we would take this and turn it into the mobile version of this image right here, and then we could fit it into a mobile screen. So please don't go writing home about how bad the AI is on Wix, because I went a little off script there.
And also to back Cole up there, we in the Wix team know that the responsive AI has some tinkering to happen. What we're trying to show you guys and showcase is how nicely this desktop version was brought into into Wix Studio. And I even think on the onset, this is not fully responsive. However, can you, Cole, can you like, shrink down the viewport so they can see how it was brought in? And or wait, is this the one that you did the responsive AI on?
Yes, it is.
Can we and we already did the okay.
It's only for mobile. So like if I shrink down, like this is all fine right here, right? Like if you'd have to edit the text, albeit,
Yeah.
but this is fine for every single desktop size. This works, right? Even for tablet, it still somewhat works. It's just when we start getting into the very extreme cases, you will actually need to be a designer on that front and use your brain a tiny bit instead of just AI.
Yeah. And so, for example, just to show you guys this, let's go into edit mode really quick, Cole, and just show them, because some people might not understand that, okay, well, the design by Chris, is not really wrapping correctly. Can we just very quickly click on that and make it so that it is, change the attributes so it actually works properly?
For sure. Yeah, so I mean, we're just gonna make this wider. Hold on. Oh, there's my panel. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna make this wider. Why is it not wrapped?
Let's go to, we can do it in one click. So Control Z. All right, let's just go to
text. That's why.
Yeah, and let's just go to the up top and go to responsive behavior in the right hand column. There we go. And let's do hug.
Let's do hug. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, and now let's just make sure that's centered.
Isn't it? Oh,
there you go.
It's totally not centered. Okay.
And
there it is, guys.
Now we can squeeze it.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, wait, hold on. We got to do it at the desktop.
Yep.
There we go. There it is.
Yes.
So we got to change it on every breakpoint. So it's hug. Let's go to mobile really quick.
If you just change it on desktop, it'll cascade down. It's because I was on tablet.
We were on tablet.
Cascade up. There we go. Now it's looking very nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So the changes you need to make are very subtle. So basically, how this works is you pull in your Figma file in without having to, and what that saves is having you to cut all the freaking assets from your Figma file all the way to Wix Studio, reorganize everything, and then make it responsive. Basically what this is cutting time out of is it's pulling all your assets, all your colors, all your fonts into Wix Studio, organizing it into the structure that Wix Studio understands, and then you can just make minor changes like making sure that the text doesn't wrap how it's not supposed to. Things of that matter. So with that being said, do we have anything else we want to talk about, Cole, before we go into some questions here? I know we're about at that 30.
Yeah, we are. Not really. No. We definitely recommend that you try it out at the very least. If there are any questions, join our community. We have Wix experts in there that can help you through every problem and know a lot more than me about Wix. But yeah, let's bring on some questions.
All right, cool. Really quick, let's go to our faces. All right, so Eric in the chat is saying, I like it reducing a lot of the redundancy from designing in Figma and duplicating in Studio, even if you need to tweak after import. Exactly. This is just, and guys, this is like the plugin's, first week debut into the public. And we're already a pretty good amount of way there. We are not, this is not like, oh, we're throwing it out to the public and nothing is going to change. The product team is not going to take feedback. They're going to. So this is week 1 and this is how good we're starting off. All right, let's go and see. And if Cole, if you have questions on your side of things,
Yeah, let me scroll through all this.
because if not, I got one more. I saw SRCH. I saw you had a really good question. All right, here we go. Or not CH, SRHC design. It's more, if I make a page with some specific breakpoints in Figma, can I copy it in Wix? Can I have multiple copies of my prototype in different breakpoints in Wix? I believe so. And hopefully, if I'm understanding correctly, like for example, let's talk about this scenario. Let's say you have 3 different frames, 3 different breakpoints. You can bring all of those pieces into Figma, or excuse me, into Wix Studio at the breakpoints that you have them in your Figma file. Now, if you're asking for like, hey, I have a homepage and I have the desktop, tablet, and mobile version in different frames in Figma, can I just upload those different breakpoints to Figma? The answer is as one homepage, like responsive sort of thing, and it kind of sounds like that's what you're alluding to, where it's just like you have a homepage, you've made all the different breakpoints in Figma, and now you're trying to upload that to Wix Studio. If that's the case, that's kind of where we're getting into the redundancy territory, where we're simply just trying to get one frame, pull it into Wix Studio, make it responsive in Wix Studio, because the Wix Studio is the platform you're going to be deploying these your product from, or your website from, and start to actually build on a platform where the thing is real versus making kind of just the design of it in Figma, and then trying to do all, what's what we call it, do more redundant things, basically making it twice. But I do know a lot of people have asked the same question, where it's just like, a lot of my files are in Figma already. Is there a way to simply just, I have the breakpoints in my Figma file, can I just copy and paste or press that button, they all be uploaded and have one page, all responsive with what I've already designed? I don't think that's there yet, but yeah. Cole, do you know, I think you'd probably agree with me on that. Do you know anything else?
Yeah, I don't think it's at that point yet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So you guys say this all the time, that my voice gets a lot deeper when we get into the scene. I don't know what it is. I have to check it out. Maybe I just get more seriouser on this. And okay, so while I'm looking for more questions, Cole, do you have any on your end?
No, it doesn't look like it. We've got no, not a ton of questions over here for sure. Some people that have tried it out though, today, and are liking the look
Nice.
of it. So
Very
I'm
good.
happy to hear that.
Good stuff, guys. All right, let me take one last peek. All right, here we go. What do you think about the new updates in Figma? What came out just now? Do you have any thoughts on that, Cole?
I I saw the config release and then I clicked off of it because I was very busy. So I haven't actually looked at it yet. So maybe the chat will have to fill us in on what there is because I am unaware right now.
Got you. And maybe we'll do a little bit of a what's we call it? An insight session after this. That's a really good question. I would love to hear what you guys are excited about. And maybe we'll do a session of our own.
Yeah.
Let's see. Vega says,
Oh
great
yeah.
plugin. Is
So
there, go ahead. You have a question?
sorry. The AI features in Figma, that's kind of the new and hot thing. So I guess
Yes,
we'll
sir.
have to check that out, Brandon.
Definitely. Vega RK is asking, great, or saying, great plugin. Is there a possibility to compress images to WP, perhaps in future updates? First off, I love that you're digging the plugin. Second of all, the WP compressing, all that stuff, that is a little bit more technical. We can actually, you know what? Great question. How about you? And I know you're already in the community, Vega. Drop that question in our ask a questions channel, in our Wix peeps, our Wix
question.
supports will definitely answer that question, because they'll have that and we will not. for those of you guys who are not part of our NewForm community, where there's over 10,000 amazing creative designers, creatives, individuals like yourselves who are watching, if you want to join, you've never heard it before, and you kind of like in this event, the sound of Cole and Miner's voice, if you want more about that, put join in the chat and we'll send you an automatic DM to join. And if you guys want to learn more about the plugin, please put plugin in the chat. Just plugin, one word, no dash. Okay, SRHC, glad I got your question answered about the first case. Okay, just trying to look for more. I'm gonna do one more question, and I think that is it. Actually, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Aha. All right, that's it. So Cole, any final remarks here for you?
Try it out. Yeah, I mean, you can learn a lot from our demo, but you'll learn more from just trying it out. Grab one of your old designs, grab a new design, hop onto Wix, 100% free, and yeah, give it a run. See if you have any problems. Let us know if you like it, if you don't, and you know what they can do to make it better in the future. Like with the image compression, that's a fantastic idea.
Awesome. Well, beautiful. Thank you guys so much for joining our Figma 2 Wix Studio plugin workshop for today. There will be many more. We are working on getting one of the product managers or people high up in product from Wix Studio to come and demo the Wix Studio, the Wix Studio or the Figma to Wix Studio plugin on our channels, so that you guys can get all the questions, all the new updates, and kind of just ask them kind of what's going on internally with the plugin, and also share your feedback. So if you guys want to learn more, you guys want to be a part of this community, and you want to stay tuned with what's going on to help increase your skill set and just help you stay abreast of what's going on in the future markets and gain you some skills and tools to stay ahead of your competitors, you want to join. So again, last thing, put join in the chat if you guys want to join our community. If you guys want to learn more about the plugin or re-watch this episode later on our YouTube channel in horizontal, put plugin in the live chat below. And with that said, that's it for me and Cole. Have an amazing rest of your day. And it was a pleasure having you guys. Enjoy. Bye.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining.